Welcome to Key Concepts. In this video series, we'll be discussing a variety of material that can benefit belly dancers of any style, but is especially intended for those dancers who want to dance and enjoy global caravan style. I'm Misha, your certified master teacher and master leader, and I'm excited to share these ideas with you.
Hey dancers, let's talk about the directional planes of the body. Now, some teachers teach this and they use kind of like really fancy terms like the sagittal plane and the transverse planes. I get really confused about that and thinking about what's dorsal versus ventral, like all those fun terms. So I tend to think of like front and back, side to side, and then like up and down. So that's kind of what works in my mind. You can also think of kind of like the y-axis and the x-axis and the z. Like you could think of it in a million different ways, but for today, I'm gonna talk about front, back, side to side, and then almost like a diagonal. So think about coming out this way on either direction, and then also up and down. So if we are in one plane of the body, this is an up and that's a down, okay? So this is just in one plane. So what that means is I'm not moving forward with it, I'm not moving backwards with it. I'm only coming in one plane. So if I were to put a piece of glass in front of myself and in back, my hip moving up and down would not hit it, okay? If I were to twist my hip forward and backwards, now I'm coming into a different plane. So instead of putting a piece of glass here and here, I would hit it, right? But if I were to put one above my hip and below, it would not hit those, right? So if I had like something here and something here, my hip is flat. So it's not hitting the obstacles that are here, but it would be hitting them here. So this to me is in the horizontal plane. This is in like more the vertical plane. A slide is still horizontal, right? Because it's not lifting or dropping. So it's still horizontal, okay? So our side to side like this is in one plane. If I were to swing it, now I'm moving side to side, but I'm also lifting it. So you could probably argue, well, it's still kind of in that plane, like it's still not hitting this one or this one, but it is hitting, right? It is hitting like up. So you're going side to side, but you are also going up and down. So when we talk about the dimensionality of the moves, I use that as kind of code for, instead of it only being in one plane, like it's only up and down, or it's only side to side, it's going to go into two planes. And a great example of this is a Maya. So it's going to go up, so it's going to hit something here, and instead of just coming up and down, so as if I had like a tube around my body, it's not hitting that. Excellent double negatives. It's going to come up, out. So now it's coming in two directions, right? So it's moving up and it's moving out and in. Up, out, and in. So that's two directions. A lift and a drop is I'm saying up and down are this like kind of one. So up and down, that's one direction. Slide, that's two directions. A sway, where we swing out and up, that's two directions, right? Because it's going out and up. If we take that Maya or taksim even, so our taksim is down, out, up, down, out, up, and we twist it. So now we twist our hip back and take it back, up and over, and then back, up and over. That is going in three directions at once. So it becomes even more, like dimensionality expands. So I'm taking it back, up, and over and forward, back, up, and over. It's also going out. So what you're seeing is instead of this, it's shifting down, out, up, through center, down, out, up. So it's kind of going in three directions at once. The reason this is important is because if you're cueing movements like our Egyptian taksim, you have to get that hip back. You have to go into that other dimension, because if you do this, people are just gonna think you're doing a taksim not quite the right way. So in order to be as clear of a leader as you possibly can for your followers, you want to be able to really get that dimensionality in there. So this will help you be a stronger leader, and it will also, understanding that the movements are going into like more than one plane, will help you execute them in a cleaner way as well.